There's one thing that whenever I engage people on relationships, the issue of baggages, and for me today, I want to call it the junk in the truck. And this actually is not my original wording of phraseology. Heard it from somebody somewhere on YouTube. They call the junk in the truck. And basically, as he was sharing on the junk in the truck, he was just basically saying how we come into relationships with issues. So when you open this truck, you see a very beautiful truck. A truck's beautiful. Maybe they look nice. They look nice. You see this nice truck has been delivered to you, and you can imagine what you use it to do and everything able to do. And then you go and open it. Voila. The entire trash. But sometimes when you look at those trucks that carry garbages, there are those nice when you go on YouTube, you see so nice truck, but inside is garbage.
Yeah.
And when you open those truck, guess what comes out is a whole garbage that comes in. And I tend to think from my conversation with people in relationships, this is what happens. They kind of carry a lot of junk inside them, only to be opened, and you're like, whoa, this is a whole truck that is full of junk. And I just want us to talk about this. Well, if time allows, we'll talk about other things, but for focus, I just want to talk about this kind of junk in a truck. And maybe if from an experience, have you ever encountered people who actually have been that manner, whereby they were so big, or did it happen to you guys that before you guys met, you had a truck or whatever, stuff like that? And maybe look at what are some of the things that you can term to be the junk that people bring them in relationships, and how best, I'm going to be telling us as a psychologist, how best are you able just to work out some of those things? But let's go fast. Let's go fast and just talk about, have you ever encountered, seen such people, relationships or stuff like that in your experience as you work with young people? Can you say I've met people who this was a junk or something like that? Or people have approached you?
Yes. Yes, such people have passed through our hands. And there's a common theme, I would say. There's this underlying fear that's constantly there, that I'm not good enough, or this might never work out because I'm not this and that. There's a way someone knows it when they're not really there yet, or there's stuff that they're hiding. So because they're working so hard to hide stuff from the other person, then their true self doesn't come out. So they're very pretentious, if I would say, or you'd say they're two-faced people. Not too sure, today they're this, tomorrow they're this other character. So you can't really pinpoint who they really are. So we have interacted with such people, and truly it's just a game. It's a cat and mouse. It's a cat and mouse, and mostly we're the ones being called up to play cop. To be like, hey, have you seen them? Did you hear what they said? Stuff like that. So you're like, wow, I pray one day you'll be able to have your eyes open and see there's actually a lot of junk in your trunk, and you need to work on it.
Amazing. Kith, I mean, as you just think through it, what are some of those things that you've seen is like that junk of trash in a truck that you've encountered as in your experience with the young people? What are some of those things that you've picked out?
One of them is projection and downplaying and overcompensation, by trying to overcompensate, overachieve, just with the desire to look bigger than they really are. So now, for men, the conversation always turns to what they do and not who they are. So if you ask them, how are you? Hey, my car is where, my job, my house. Did you see Manchester? So it's always diverting the conversation to an outward force, an outward phenomenon, and not who they truly are. So there's a lot of masking and hiding behind titles, accomplishments, and commenting on outward things. Yeah.
And why do people really? Why do people want to hide? Because I thought love conquers all. Why do people really want to hide some of these things?
But what I would say, it's not even really liking. Sometimes it comes very unconsciously because it's an let me say an unconscious motivation to just not want to have your skeletons or your dirty linen unequaled everywhere. So it's like your mental or your mind's response to threatening experiences or unwanted experiences in life. So maybe, for example, you are molested when you are a child, and maybe you're neglected when you are younger. So it's easier to hide it, you know. It's easier to just say, I'm over that, you know. Or to say, I overcame it, I'm strong, you know, especially in this current society, people don't like weak people, whatever weak people means, yeah. So you don't want to really put up your vulnerabilities in front of someone you really love and you really want to spend time with. So we hide a lot, and that's a very unconscious. And I'm sure you've heard of defense mechanisms.
Yes.
One you mentioned is projection. There's repression, you know, things that happen kitambo, you just don't want to bring them up to consciousness. So you figure them down there in your unconscious mind so that it doesn't keep coming to your consciousness. And also denial, just denying the whole fact that I went through this and I don't feel like I want to accept it because it threatens me, the fact that I didn't have this or I didn't have that. So there's that notion of I might not make it in life because I did not really experience what I needed to experience.